Hello everyone, welcome to Cookbook Chronicles. Today in the walk we are going to focus on the dish Oyakodon. It is a Japanese comfort food which means parent and child. So if you think about it, you have the chicken and you have the egg. Parent, child. What I love about this dish is that it only takes a handful of ingredients, and from start to finish it roughly took about 15-20 minutes, somewhere in there. For today's preparation, I use Dashi instead of making my own dashi. Less time consuming, and it makes this meal so quickly available to eat in about 20 minutes. That's why I opted to use Dashi. But let's learn a little bit of history about Oyakodon. The origins of Oyakodon originated in Japan in the late 19th century. Around 1868 to 1912 is what I've read. A time when Japan was opening up to the Western influence, but also experiencing a resurgence in domestic cuisine. The dish was reportedly first served at a Tokyo restaurant in 1891 called Tamahide, which specialized in chicken dishes. The owner created Oyakodon as a quick, comforting meal for customers. Oyakodon's popularity grew quickly due to its simplicity, affordability, and comfort. Today, it's a staple in Japanese households and restaurants, particularly in casual eateries and home cooking. It's also considered a great introductory dish for those unfamiliar with Japanese cuisine, because of its mild and familiar flavor. As you've been watching and listening to me give a brief history of Oyakodon, I'm sure you've seen that I've mixed up my wet ingredients, added it to my wok, and then just threw in my onions right now to get them boiling. As your onions are cooking, you want to bring them to about a nice little simmer, and then cook them for roughly 5 or so minutes until they have a slight tenderness to them and they turn a little bit translucent. While the onions are simmering away, it'll be best to prepare the other ingredients that you're going to add to the wok once your onions and your chicken have cooked fully. Here, I'm separating my eggs, and I'm going to be putting a couple egg yolks to the side to garnish my oyakodon later. With my egg yolks separated, I'm just going to add 2 more eggs to my egg whites that I had separated out, and then give that a nice little whisk. You don't necessarily need to scramble these excessively, just a nice little whisk and get them combined is perfectly fine for this. By the time you're all done with mixing your eggs and gathering the rest of your ingredients, you'll have your onions simmering away, and then you want to add your chicken thighs or breasts if you decide to use breasts, but thighs are just going to be more tender, juicy, and overall better texture as you're eating. While your chicken's simmering away, be sure that you cook it all the way through for this. And again, it's going to take about 5 minutes in total, but flip it halfway through the cooking process, then grab your scallions, add your scallions to the pot. Once your scallions are in there, give it a quick little stir, and then finally you're going to mix up your eggs again and drizzle your eggs around the wok to make sure you cover most of the surface area of your broth, chicken, and onions. Then you're going to cover this and let it cook at a very, very low simmer. And it's going to take about 3-ish minutes to get your eggs to like a medium firm kind of texture, if you will, or doneness, if you want to call it that. But I know it doesn't look like it's cooked all the way through, but trust me, it is. There's a lot of broth in here, mainly because I love how the broth soaks up into the rice. And it's just delicious, and I really just want to make this again. I actually cannot wait to make it again. Now to the final step. Get your raw egg yolk that you had off to the side and place it in the center of your bowl. Then garnish with either scallion or togarashi first. Whatever you feel is better, do it. I was opting for scallion, as you saw, but then I was like, wait a minute, I kind of want to make sure this all has my togarashi seasoning over it. Then went ahead and garnished with scallions. I hope you enjoy cooking this dish at home. If you haven't yet, please leave a comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what other versions you've had before, or if you are willing to even try this. Thanks again. I really appreciate all your support.